Imagine this. You are one of the most powerful generals in China. You fought countless battles, conquered cities, and risen to the highest ranks of the military. One day, the emperor invites you to a grand banquet. You drink, you feast, you laugh. But suddenly, the emperor looks you in the eye and says, "Have you thought about retiring?" What do you do? Do you refuse or accept, knowing that refusing might cost your life? To understand why this simple act was so important, we need to go back to the chaos of the 10th century. From 907 to 960 AD, China was in complete turmoil. Over just 53 years, 5 dynasties rose and fell. There were 14 emperors, most of whom met a violent end. The average emperor only ruled for about 3 years before being assassinated, overthrown, or dying in battle. In this world, power belonged to the military. Whoever controlled the army controlled the empire. But that also meant that loyalty was always temporary. Soldiers fought for whoever was in charge, and their throne was never secure for long. Then, in 960 AD, a new dynasty was born, and its founder, Emperor Song Taizu, had a revolutionary idea. Song Taizu knew that if he wanted his dynasty to last, he had to break the cycle of military rule. But he also knew one thing: brute force was not the answer. So, one evening, he invited his top generals to a grand feast. The wine flowed freely, laughter filled the room. Then, at the peak of the banquet, Song Taizu spoke. "My loyal generals, you have fought hard for this empire. But tell me, do you truly enjoy this life? Always on battlefield, never knowing when another rebellion might rise." Then he made an offer they couldn't refuse. "Would it not be better to retire in peace, to live in wealth and honor, free from the dangers of war?" It was a test. Refusing meant opposing the empire. Accepting meant stepping down, but staying alive. One by one, his generals agreed. They voluntarily stepping down from command, and were rewarded with wealth, land, and noble titles. No war, no bloodshed, just a quiet exit from power. And just like that, Song Taizu secured his rule without a single battle. With the military out of politics, Song Taizu strengthened China's civil service. He put scholars and administrators in charge instead of generals, ensuring that the dynasty would be ruled by law, not by force. As a result, the Song dynasty lasted over 300 years, longer than any of the previous 5 dynasties combined. It became one of the most culturally and economically advanced periods in Chinese history. By replacing military rule with civil governance, Song Taizu brought stability and prosperity. The Song dynasty saw incredible advancements in technology, commerce, and culture. But there was a cost. By weakening the military's power, Song Taizu also made his dynasty vulnerable to external threats. Over time, the Song dynasty struggled to defend itself against powerful enemies like the Khians, Joseons, and later, the Mongols. Some historians argue that while Song Taizu prevented internal conflicts, he left the empire externally defenseless. So the question remains: was cup of wine to release military power a stroke of genius or a fatal mistake? History is full of bold decisions that shaped the world. If you enjoyed this story, Don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating tales from Chinese history. And let me know in the comments, do you think Song Taizu made the right call? Would you have given up your power if you were one of his generals?